Hey guys, today we're going to be going over some ball hamster gameplay. Um, this is going to be a gold tank main, Chunter 456, one of my buddies. And we're going to be focusing on his deaths in particular. So we're going to be looking at his positioning. So this is something that Jane came up with. If you haven't watched any of Jane's streams, then you definitely should. Basically, what he says is, okay, you know, your deaths can be basically they can be put into these four corners here. Either you died because you're in a bad position. You died because you didn't have the mechanics to win that 1v1. Maybe your aim was off. You weren't quick enough to use your cooldowns. Or maybe it's your game sense. Maybe you didn't realize that someone had an ult. You weren't ult tracking very well, and you got wiped out because, you know, hey, you know, the Sig had his gravitic flux, and you didn't even think about that, and it destroyed you. So I think every death we're just gonna take a minute to think about this kind of stuff, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm looking forward to this one. This is how I'm probably gonna review, if I like it, and review most of my games, my own games. We always take just a minute here to look at our comp. So we've got a Wrecking Ball with Chunter, who we're going to be focusing on. We've got a Rhine, not the most meta of tanks, but it doesn't matter. We've got an Ashe and Mei as our DPS, and a Mercy Zen. Not a ton of healing from these two. Let's be honest. Like right now, if I had to call it anything, there's just not enough healing a lot of times to keep your tanks up. If this holds, we'll have no main tank on the enemy team. Zarya, Roadhog, super typical comp, and then Genji, Reaper. This might change though, so let's just let it play out for a second here. So you got Wrecking Ball starting here. Chunter's swinging around, having fun.
Defend objective A.
Alright. So he's going around for a flank. Just doing a little poking. He gets hooked, but the hook doesn't kill him.
Let's see you get past this.
Just going on the Zarya. The pound doesn't really get any value there. And we just saw the Reaper teleport behind us. Now, Chunter probably didn't see that, but I believe there's a Reaper behind him right now. So there's stuff going on. The Mei walls here. I haven't seen him turn around and do anything about that yet. That's okay. Just keep on rolling. He goes for disruption. The Roadhog's really being a pain, hooking him up. Roadhog with another hook. Okay. So what would we call that death? He goes in deep to try and kill the healers. You know, does some disruption there, but the Roadhog hooked him to death. Maybe he didn't expect that to happen, but I don't think this is like an ult it's not an ult that killed him. It was definitely a hook. He didn't realize that the Hog was going to be able to hook him and kill him right away. I'm going to say this was a positioning mistake. You know, if let's say he was somewhere where the Hog couldn't get him. Let's say he was playing up here and shooting the Ana. um, then the hook would have been a lot more difficult. Instead, Hook just had to like turn this way and throw it over. So I think can pretty safely be blamed on positioning, going too far deep, and just trying to cause some disruption, but not realizing the dangers that were around. So I think we start here and give it an X. Actually, I want to give it a red one. Whoa. Okay, so there's one death right away. So now it's a 5v6. But we'll just focus on Chunter's gameplay. Not worry too much about everybody else. Let's get back to Chunter. Alright, here he is, rolling back to the battle. Main tank is dead again. Going for a kill on the Ana. I don't know if you had to actually move away and get that health back, in my opinion. I think you could have just fought him. Pile drivers again, not getting much value. So, like, what is your target right now as Wrecking Ball? I think you're trying to go for the healers. That's your goal. Now you're just going for the Zarya because she's on her own. That's good.
Eyes on the bad guys.
So there's a Genji you heard up there. Alright. So seems like replay for Hamster's kind of weird. Because he goes third person so much. Okay, that was a good pile driver. The decent ult. You know, I don't know. It's not denying. It's denying this left side for sure, and it's forcing them to go this way, which is good. It's definitely slowing them down. I would have probably liked it if everybody was kind of in this area and you threw down the ult, because right now they can just avoid it, kill it. And it does slow down their push a little bit. And you got this ulting Roadhog here. And then you don't stay with it, which is okay because this Reaper is going to actually melt you if you try and stay. So let's keep going back to Chunter. Just trying to poke this Roadhog.
The enemy is here.
Mercy in Bereitschaftsdienst. Next time.
Unfortunate, but not super useful sleep for them. Okay, really don't like you going on that Reaper. Not worth it. Good focus on the Genji. He's the biggest threat.
This is not the end.
Okay, going for the healers again. That's good.
Enemies here.
I think you could have gone a little further to the right. People can just avoid it again. It's good. I like you focusing on this Ana. Good target priority. Now you've overstayed your welcome, though. Your team is pretty dead. Alright, so where do we feel like this one needs to be chalked up to? Who else is alive right now? Nobody. Nobody's alive. You're on your own, trying to make plays. No one was really focusing you down. But I feel like your game sense is a little off here. There was a lot going on in this kill feed, and you were the last one there. So you need to either back out or die on point sooner to get back with your team. Now Hamster has a really nice, and he can easily get back to a point quickly, so dying last isn't the biggest deal in the world, but I would say this was a game sense more, just like noticing that the fight is not won. Wasn't like you were out of position. I would just say the fight was over, and you're overstaying your welcome a little bit. Let's go back to Shunter Cam.
Objective lost.
Alright, so now you've switched to Orisa. You feel like you need another shield. It's gonna be a lot easier to watch this now, just because it won't switch to that third person view. Throwing away your pull. No bueno, it's still in the air. Alright, so your shield's super far back. That's a much better shield. So you should be looking for pulls here. You decide you need to move back a little bit. So let's look around. Who's alive? You've got your Mercy. And you've got somebody over here. That is your May. And you're just kind of holding here. Your Ashe is dead. Ashe is dead. Rhine is coming back. And I feel like there's one more that I'm not catching. Somebody on the screen. Are they in spawn? What's going on here? Where's your Zen? Oh, he's up top. Okay, yeah, I see him now. Here he is. So your Zen's up top doing whatever. So who are you really shielding for right now? Nobody. So you're backing off. I think that's good. Just back off even further, hopefully. No reason to even really hold this corner, honestly. Just keep backing up so your team can get with you. Alright. Good headshots on the bomb. Okay. You were holding the point. Hog got you with just nano and damage. Let's go back 20 seconds and just kind of third person this. So you're going for Bob. I'm gonna slow this down too. Ryan Yellow's in. He's just gone now. You've got a trans helping you out, which is good. You're focusing on that hog, but you're not going to kill him by yourself. It'd be much nicer if you're focusing on the Ana right now, who's way overextended. Okay. Now the Nano Hog is a huge threat. He's to your right. You're not really looking at him. You're going for the Ashe. You're just kind of switching targets all the time. Now you're in trouble. For some reason, you throw your shield over to the left, even though this is a major glowing threat. So maybe what should you have done in this case? Well, it's hard to say because your Ryan kind of YOLO'd and went super far away.
Deine Göttin ist da.
But I'd say once this guy gets the nano, this fight is already lost. So I don't really hate what you did. Your positioning was okay. Your game sense was definitely a little off. You were kind of switching targets all the time, and there was a juicy target in the Anna sitting right in front of you here, and then you switch targets again to Ash. I don't know. It's hard to say in this case what you should have done differently. I mean, your position right in front of this cart, which is what you wanted to do. I'm debating game sense or just a straight up good death in this case. I think good is fine here. I would have loved for you to have noticed the ulting hog next to you. Alright, so let's go here. And let's go to Arisacam. Oh, you switched to a hog now. What a game.
10 seconds.
So that happened really fast, so I want to take a second here and take a look at it. We might just do the attack on this one to save some time. So you're going to switch out, go to hog.
Let's finish.
Or we might just do the defense is what I meant to say. So you're going for a flank. What you don't realize is the whole team's right here, and none of your team is. And they're just gonna have this hog's gonna be here too. So you're going for a flank. You miss. The hog gets you.
10 seconds.
And you're dead. Because of the anti-nade.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
You get revived. Okay. It's just craziness. The whole hog got you there. This hog has charged up very quickly from that nano. I'm gonna say that was 100% positioning. Like, even if you landed that hook, that other hog was gonna hook you because you're a big fat target. Your positioning was not good. Your game sense was not good there either. Now, if you're in the middle of a fight and that hog, wasn't around, then going for that hook would make a lot of sense. But your positioning was bad there. You needed to back off, play with your team, not go for the super play. We're not going to talk about this death because you just got revived in a crappy spot and got ulted. So, alright, so let's see what you do here.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Okay, so now you're kind of playing by yourself. Again, going for the big play. Ryan gets the pin. So that Reaper was behind you. You didn't know it. And he melted you. Let's go back a second here. We're almost done with this. Okay, let's see. Where is the Reaper? Reaper right now is just chilling up here. He's shadow stepped up there. Obviously it's hard to tell when things like this happen. Okay, so now you could probably hear him. Your Mei is going on him. and you're antied. You're antied and there's a Reaper right behind your tanks. And he gets a bunch of shots in you before you even turn to look at him. Yikes. Yikes. So, one question I have is if you're playing with music on, because you didn't hear him, clearly. Like, if you're blasting music, you know, hear somebody, they're just going to kill you, so that would be one way to improve the situation. I'm going to say this is a game sense kind of thing. You maybe should have heard what was going on. You weren't in a bad position. The Reaper just flanked. You were in a position to do your job, which is tank and take up space, you know, give your team room to work. But this Reaper got you. You weren't checking for flanks. So I'm going to say this is another game sense death. So you're dead. See if you get the res.
60 seconds.
You do. How nice. Your Mercy's so nice to you. Loves Resonant Roadhog. Nice flank. But Diana got the sleep off. Not sure who you were trying to hook there. Wait, not sure what your game plan was. I think you just saw a lot of people and hit hook.
30 seconds remaining.
That's good. Monkey's just gonna jump away though.
Onwards to victory.
So, analyzing this death, it's pretty difficult because there's lots of ults going on. You threw your ult out. It's just a long, long fight. This Reaper gotcha. Seems like the Reaper's doing a lot of work on you. You're getting too close to him. Now, you guys have kind of close in terms of effective ranges. You know, Roadhog wants to be pretty close up a lot of times. But you're playing too close to him and he's taking advantage of it. So I would say this is probably a positioning thing. You could have positioned yourself, you know, further behind, maybe back here, next to the health pack, and use the health pack when you needed it, not taking so much damage. Gone for the hook, gone for right clicks. I think you try to go in with that game-winning Q there. You know, you were going to whole hog and blast the team back. That was your move there. But it would have been safer just to play from behind. You've got a main tank here that really should be taking a lot of the damage. Obviously, as a tank, you're supposed to take up space and take damage, but doesn't mean die, because you were getting heals. But you're just as Roadhog, you're just a big target, and if you're close to the whole team, they're just gonna waste you pretty quickly. So your value is really your pick potential, and you can also create some space with whole hog. Just felt like you needed to get those picks, and then kind of back off. Let your Rhine shield up and play behind your Rhine shield. So I'm going to chalk that one up to positioning. I think that's, in my mind, a pretty clear positioning issue. You don't need to be up here with everybody. Play a little further back. No more res for you. Oh, there it is again.
The battle continues.
Your mercy loves you.
Enemies here.
Okay, so I think that's where we're gonna end our video today for Chunter. I would say if we look back on this, positioning and game sense, you know, I'm not saying that you don't need to work on your mechanics. I'm just saying that if you worked on your positioning and watched your kill feed a little more closely, I think that would benefit you greatly. You know, just keep in mind as an off tank, you don't have to go charging into battle. Saw you do that here with Hog the one time, and then with Hamster, you're definitely trying to go into bad situations. They're very different characters. You played a bunch of different characters on this round, but I think the main themes here are your positioning and your game sense that you can totally work on. So hopefully this was helpful, and we'll see you next time.